Okay, England-Slovakia at Euro 2024 in the round of 16 has finished 2-1 to England, but they were absolutely dreadful for lengthy spells in this game. The same issues that have been coming up from the three group stage games and in this game, the same problems are occurring. And yeah, England get a 2-1 win. Yes, they've had a goal disallowed, but apart from the disallowed goal, until Bellingham's equaliser right at the end of added time, at the end of the 90, uh, no shots on target. Yes, Declan Rice has hit a post with a very, very good shot, and Declan Rice, I think, was one of England's better players today. He did his job very, very well. Mainu alongside him did his job very, very well. But a lot of players didn't show energy, didn't show work rate, lack of movement off the ball. Just there was no intensity to the play. Now Slovakia took the lead through Schranz on 25 minutes, which was the only shot on target in the first half was from Schranz, and England are undone by a long ball and then a very, very good, cute, deft reverse pass. And Schranz's finish is very, very well taken because he attacks that pass with pace. He's made the run. There's some good communication, and yeah, could Pickford do a bit better? Maybe, but England up to that point had been very sloppy in possession. Walker and Trippier had been exposed defensively, and there was no energy in possession. A lot of misplaced passes, a lot of lack of movement, which was very, very noticeable, and just no energy, no intensity. And they were 1-0 down at half time, and they were booed off at half time, and deservedly so. Everything was in front of the Slovakian 4-4-2, so it's very easy to defend, and there's no pace on the ball, there's no runs off the ball. Kane was invisible for the first 90 minutes. And yeah, they were booed off at half time. The frustration with the fan base is there. The frustration is there, and I don't think, well, yeah, they've got the win. I just don't think they're going to get past Switzerland with how they've been playing. There is a lack of intensity and accuracy with the passing. There's a lack of movement off the ball. And there is an imbalance in the side in regards to the left hand side and the right with Trippier, being predominantly right footed and not 100% fit. We know that. But Luke Shaw, why has Luke Shaw been selected if he's not fit enough even to get on as a substitute? That's a concern. So there are a lot of criticisms going to be thrown at Southgate. The timing of substitutions and leaving some of the substitutions very, very late was clearly not necessarily the best decision. I think if they got those substitutions on earlier, they could have potentially turned the game around in the first 90 minutes before the 90-minute full-time whistle goes, rather than getting a last gasp equaliser. Now, the Foden disallowed goal at around 50 minutes. There was a period at the beginning of the second half where England actually started to move the ball a little bit, move with a bit of pace, bit of movement, bit of energy. Foden mistimes his run yet again. This is not the first time Foden has mistimed a run, which has led to a goal being chalked off. That's in back-to-back games that has happened now. He's slightly offside, but he needs to time his run better, and that's clearly an issue with the timing. And it's happened in back-to-back games, and you could argue because the build-up pace, the play and the build-up is so slow, that he's mistiming his runs. But that was actually England's first shot on target. Took 50 minutes. It would take until 5 minutes into injury time at the end of the 90 for England to get their second shot on target. Because obviously Foden's goal was disallowed. The timing of the substitutions, bringing on Palmer, Eze, and others, leaving it late. They needed to make substitutions at half time. They didn't. And that is on Southgate. And while they've got the win, Southgate's introduction of substitutions, he's got a bit of luck in there. He has got a bit of luck in there that it went to extra time, and he had substitutions that he could use in extra time. But I mean, they made hard work of it. The last 5 minutes of the 90, finally, England are getting desperate, and there's a bit of energy suddenly. There's a bit of desperation, and it comes from a set play. And England have been poor from set plays in this tournament. In fact, both goals come as a result of set plays. Comes from a long throw. And it is a brilliant overhead kick by Jude Bellingham. Brilliant overhead kick. And yes, Declan Rice has hit the post earlier on in the second half of the 90. And then Kane's follow-up was an unnecessary scissor kick. It was a desperate scissor kick. Not the best. But Bellingham, that overhead kick, that's an individual goal. And that was right at the end of the 90 minutes. And there was a momentum swing, which carries over into extra time. Free kick, pretty much a corner, but a free kick. Palmer whips it in. Slovakia, Dubravka comes, doesn't clear it very well. Eze miscues his shot. Ivan Toney's on. That's a brilliant header from Ivan Toney across the box, and Harry Kane is just loitering and he heads it in because Slovakia have left two players on the post, so he's not offside. And that was on 91 minutes. So 1 minute into extra time, England get their second shot on target. Yeah. That just two shots on target in the entire game. I mean, Ivan Toney had a chance right at the end on a counter attack, where Palmer has just gone on a driving run right at the end, and he puts it over the bar. Thankfully, that wasn't crucial. Slovakia had their moments from set plays and crosses, which were causing a few issues, and I think Pickford, who's been criticised at times for not claiming and owning the box and being a bit shaky with crosses, actually performed very, very well this evening. In fact, Pickford is one of the few players that's consistently shown energy and urgency, where he's trying to drive his defenders forward, get them out of the box. He's screaming at the players in front of him to, show more energy, show better shape, whatever it may be. But while Bellingham and Kane, who were otherwise, apart from their goals, were pretty poor this evening, they were not getting involved, and Bellingham was trying, but Kane was really a non-entity for most of the game, apart from his goal. There is clearly still this doesn't seem like a team that's working in unison. This doesn't seem like a team that's firing on all cylinders and everyone buying into whatever Southgate's trying to do. And there's still a lot of issues here. Very sloppy defensively, very sloppy with possession, very poor passes, not enough movement off the ball. So while they got through to the next round, and the Swiss will not be easy. The Swiss have shown a lot of energy in this tournament, a lot of speed, a lot of good movement, good energy. It's going to be a difficult test because the Swiss can attack off the front foot. They won't just sit back and defend. They can, drive the play themselves, which may actually suit England being forced to counter-attack. What then happens when England seem to get into a lead is they sit back, and that happened in extra time as well at times, where they're just not getting out. When it came to the press, it was more individual players pressing. So if it was Mainu or Rice, did a very good job. Gallagher, when he came on, he's not getting any help. It was individual players doing the press, and Gallagher, when he came on, obviously he's fresh, full of energy. His role is to be a box-to-box midfielder. He was the only one doing any kind of press, and he was doing it by himself. The rest of the team need to do it, and it was literally Mainu and Rice had ran themselves into the ground. Gallagher comes on, Mainu comes off, Eze came on. At one point, Saka was playing left back because Trippier's gone off injured. There was a tactical change, and they moved to a 3 at the back with 2 wing backs. Now, finally, Southgate in a game has used a tactical change to the formation. Generally, he's very, very rigid. They did a tactical formation change, and it worked better. It did seem to work better, but there are still concerns defensively. Very, very sloppy. Intensity and energy is quite concerning, and we'll have to see what the post-match press conferences are like, and then the media work that the players and the coaching staff do. But they're still going to face a lot of difficult questions, and they've got to be able to take criticism. And from what I've seen in this tournament, these players and the coaching staff under Southgate don't like being criticised. It's part of the job. So while they get a win, they're lucky, they scrape through. That wasn't convincing. And Slovakia had the oldest squad of the tournament, and some of their more senior players played for 120 minutes, ran their socks off. It was a scrappy game. It wasn't a spectacle, but Bellingham's goal is one of the best goals I've seen at the tournament for pure individual skill. But there we go. So place your thoughts on the game below. I'm still not sold on this England side working well as a unit. There has been a bit of squad turnover. There's a lot of players who are playing at their first tournament. There's a lot of players who weren't selected, which has raised some eyebrows. And this is still a team under a lot of pressure. But could this be the catalyst where the tournament turns around and they start to get some momentum going? We shall see. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.